Ross. It's a bittersweet day today. It's a final day of Fèis Ìle 2025, but we are at Ardbeg, one of the liveliest days of the festival. What are we up to today?
We are going to try another special Ardbeg with Colin Gordon, distillery manager. This is going to be a good one.
The Smokiverse. That's got a great name. Is it going to be a great dram?
We'll see. Let's go find him.
Let's go find it. Ross, here we are on Ardbeg Day, Fèis Ìle 2025, at probably the liveliest day of the festival. One of our favourite distilleries as well. We're in a still house, which is always wonderful, and we're with distillery manager Colin. Thank you so much for having us again. It's always a pleasure to be here.
I've been in the still house before. This is the old still house. How great is this? This is the first tasting video we've done in front of the spirit safe. So
yeah, it's you know, I don't spend enough time in here these days either, because we moved into the new still house 4 years ago, but we come through here as part of the tours and do some tasting. So
is it nostalgic coming back in? The memories we've had here.
It floods back to me because we commissioned the new still house in COVID, so you know, we were all standing about in masks, sort of a distance.
Not a good time.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great. So at least we're here, you know, curried in together, about to drink
we're
some whiskey.
here to celebrate as well. We've got the new Ardbeg Fèis Ìle 2025 release.
And this is a big year for Ardbeg. What's happening in 2025?
It's the 25-year anniversary of the Ardbeg Committee. So as you know, Ardbeg had a turbulent history of very cyclic opening and closing and big production periods, and then reducing. And then we were shut through the 80s, 90s. We made a little bit of spirit, shut again in 96. And then when Glenmorangie came in and bought the distillery in 97, we wanted to ensure the distillery never closed the doors again, so the Ardbeg Committee was formed in the year 2000. So this year's the 25-year anniversary. So real buzz about the place, because we're celebrating Fèis, but 25 years.
And it's a real global community. It's
You've
across
got
the world.
thousands of members
Obviously,
now,
the usual suspects in Germany, Scandinavia, etc. But you know, even outside of Europe, you know, US, it's really spans four corners.
From Port Ellen to Fiji.
Nice.
It's everywhere. There's about 200,000 members of the committee.
Wow.
So, and it's an amazing, because Ardbeg has always had this really passionate following, and as we sort of rebuilt from, you know, from the era where we were closed, that we've had people following us right the way through. So it's great we can celebrate the 25 years of the committee.
That's amazing. And so this dram that we're celebrating today and for this festival, tell us a wee bit about this and why this is another different take on Ardbeg.
So this is Ardbeg's Smokiverse. So we like to play about in, well, you know, on all sides of the distillery. So Dr. Bill Lumsden, our whiskey creator, head of distillation, Bill will like to experiment with casks. You know, wood management is his game for a long time, and he's done some amazing stuff over the years. But occasionally what we like to do is a bit of front-end innovation. So a couple of years ago we had heavy vapours, where we actually in this very building on the spirit still had taken off the purifier off the line arm to try and, you know, make a heavier spirit, which we did. Smokiverse is back at mashing. So we made a change where this is the first time we pushed the gravities, high gravity mashing, which is, you know, quite common in the industry now. You see it more and more, people doing it. But what we did, Ardbeg was quite low gravities. When we talk about gravities, it's the density of sugar in your worts. So what you would do traditionally, you'd be about a specific gravity of, say, 1054. If you add more malt into your mash tun in the same amount of water or reduce water, you're going to concentrate up these sugars, which ups the gravity, high gravity mashing. And we went up to about 1070, so loads and loads of sugars in the wort. And it just means that fermentation, you're going to get lots more esterification. I bet you didn't think you were getting a chemistry lesson.
Awesome.
But you get lots and lots of esters forming, acetates, and that gives these tropical fruits in fermentation, that classic pineapple notes and mangoes. You're going to elevate that by high gravity mashing.
I remember loving the fermentation release that you done, which was this kind of another. It was an accident, I believe, at the distillery, but you ended up with this really long fermentation, again, building on what is actually quite a sweet style of new make for Ìle as well.
Absolutely.
That you already have Ardbeg, so I'm looking forward to trying this.
Each year for Fèis seems to be kind of an opportunity for you guys to not show off, but sort of push the boundaries, be a bit experimental. So it's the end product is usually Ardbeg, but turned up to 11.
Yeah.
It's kind of maybe emphasising certain aspects of that character, a bit more intensity, a bit more complexity.
Yeah,
Is this a similar thought process?
Because Ardbeg has this, I know we've talked about it before when you guys have been here, it's like a soot and fruit thing, right? That sooty, smoky, ashy, because it's such high phenol malt, but really, really citrusy and fruity, and you get some great herbal notes in Ardbeg. But again, that fruitiness is taking a different dimension.
Very good.
I'll let you pour it for us, Colin.
Yeah, it's very on brand as well. I've seen Ardbeg have done so much stuff in the past with space.
Yeah.
Space shit.
Well, and of course, we sent a sample to space.
Yeah, done all that stuff, so it's,
Right, Laurie.
But
perfect.
it looks great, but
in terms of presentation, it's one of probably my favourite the last few years, actually.
in terms of the cask makeup of this liquid then as well, is this just bourbon cask?
All ex-bourbons.
So we're really highlighting the change to the spirit here.
Yeah, like what we always like to do with like we always come back and compare to the 10, and the Ardbeg 10 is all ex-bourbon casks. A mix of first and second fills, predominantly firsts in the 10. What we wanted to do with the Smokiverse when we did this bottling, we were happy with the age and the everything was coming on really well. You don't want to overpower these wee nuances from changing from the mashing, from that high gravity mashing. So all ex-bourbon casks, if we use sherry casks, it would have just overpowered it.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful sort of gold. And
thanks for sharing. First and foremost, cheers.
Cheers. Great to have you back at Ardbeg. A 48.3%. We always like that bit extra strength. Remember, natural colour and always non-chill filter with Ardbeg.
But also a nice approachable strength as well. We've had some drams before which are 63, 64, and it's you have to strap yourself in before you have a taste.
For the name dense and intense, how welcoming and actually a little bit kind of fresh and lively the nose is there.
You definitely it's like a sugary note, like muscovado sugar, but there's
kind of powdered sugar almost.
You get that. There's some of the classic Ardbeg notes, that sooty sort of herbal thing, clove, anisey, but there's this big, bright, fruity note.
Dead fresh, isn't it? It's lovely.
It's a bit bubblegummy actually.
I know, we were talking about Iron Brew on the way down today. I was like, what does that taste like? And maybe it's...
wow.
I've got a notorious sweet tooth.
The palate is so Ardbeg, and that is the biggest compliment you can give to an Ardbeg special release. The texture's great. That big, bellowing, ashy smoke.
That ash mouth coating you always
get. That is lovely.
Quite herbal again, that sort of
savoury
clove, pine needle thing, but there's a savoury, definitely, like a bready note to it as well.
A lovely mellow finish, actually. Really sort of stays with you. It's not aggressive. It feels so
drinks really well at the strength, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm not in any rush to add water.
In the name of research, I will add water. But this is serious research that we're taking part in.
Bill with the strength, Bill will obviously, he's tried it at various strengths, and this is what he said.
So basically, you're saying you think you know better than Dr. Bill.
Well, Dr. Bill Lumsden and I know each other very well, and I'm sure he won't take it too personally. That really interesting.
Sweet peat, and fruity though. That.
Yeah. And so this is a great thing to bring to your committee members after 25 years. Ardbeg Day, Fèis Ìle, how important it is to the distillery and the team?
Oh, it's a huge day. I mean, it's a huge day because, I don't know, you sort of build up to it. You finish Fèis and you think, great, we're done for the year, and then here we are again. It comes around so quick, but it's such an important day because it finishes the festival. I think everyone's had this long week of visiting various distilleries, lots of events. And maybe people start getting a bit tired by the Friday, and then Ardbeg Day comes and everyone sort of livens up. And we get such a big mix out there today, a big mix of visitors and locals.
Yeah.
So there's such a great buzz about the place.
My first festival was last year, and I think I did have that feeling. I'd been on the island for a week, had a great time, but you were having the same chat, the same characters, and I came, and the show that you put on last year, and again, it looked brilliant out there today, but the show you put on last year, I was like, oh, the party's still going on the island. It was absolutely brilliant, and I think the locals love it.
They do, and we're lucky with the weather. We tend to have a good run of weather, and it's got a lot of space, Ardbeg, but we love showing what we do. So it's
it's a nice chance to showcase your sort of playful side as well. There've been previous years where Dr. Bill turned up as a goth or something with spiky rocker hair, and were dressed as was it safari
Yeah.
zookeeper or something
Well,
one year? You've had some interesting outfits over the
last year I was the ringmaster, but I looked a bit like Mayor Humdinger from Paw Patrol. I don't know if everyone knows that reference. But no, we like to go for it because we never take ourselves too seriously. It comes back to great whiskey, great liquid, but we never take ourselves too seriously.
Well, the children watching our whiskey videos will enjoy that Paw Patrol reference.
That was an absolute pleasure to try. It's such a solid Ardbeg, celebrating 25 years of the committee. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks so much.
Cheers, Jed. Cheers.
Well, Ross, that brings Fèis Ìle 2025 to a close. Always a wonderful way to finish here at Ardbeg. And Smokiverse, what did you...
Whiskey tasting and chemistry lesson with Colin Gordon.
He knows his stuff, doesn't he? He's a smart lad.
Yeah.
Smart lad.
Again, another big, bold, classic Ardbeg, which we knew you were going to love, and it surprised me to what a week it's been as well.
It's been glorious. Spoiled with the weather, spoiled with the drams. It's been an amazing success.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave comments. What was your favourite distillery? What was your favourite day? What drams sounded the most up your street?
Absolutely. Thank you so much again for joining us, and we will catch you next year. Thank you.